You're listening to the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profits podcast, where you'll learn simple, actionable strategies from real-world, wildly successful body contouring professionals to help you generate more revenue, realize the profits you deserve, and create the life you desire. I'm Shannon Schimmel.
And I'm Kay Overly, and we're your hosts of the Proven Profits podcast.
And welcome back to the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profit podcast. I'm Shannon, and Kay's here. And today, in episode 10, we're going to tell you how to go from phone call to consultation using written phone scripts.
You're a body contouring provider, a body contouring expert. You've learned how to look the part on your website and in your office. You've learned that your team must also project body contouring expertise to your patients. And this is especially true for those on your front line, your phone team. So learning the facts is step one, but that's not enough. Just like you, your phone team must also look the part during their phone conversations. There's a long road between knowing the facts about body contouring and sharing that body contouring information, and in the right way, with the patient over the phone. That's why we recommend preparing and using scripts. But why? And how? And what scenarios? And I know what you're thinking, where do I even start?
Those are the questions and the concerns we're going to help you out with today. We'll tell you why you need to script, at least in the beginning, how to prepare those scripts, what scenarios you'll need to script out, and who should be involved in that script writing process. And we'll give you some real-life examples that you can use in your own practice. So let's get started.
You know the old saying, what was now easy was once hard. That is so true, and it's especially true with handling body contouring phone calls. Many of you are new to body contouring, and that means body contouring is a strange new frontier to your team. They may have become familiar, maybe even quite knowledgeable about your body contouring services, but answering the phones and relaying your key selling points may take your phone team a while to really get good at. And if you're not new at it, how effective at converting calls to appointments is your phone team? Chances are they could use some improvement. I mean, couldn't we all?
So scripts serves two purposes. Number one, it gets your entire phone team on the same page as to what's being said, so your brand is consistent across all your calls. And then number two, it gives your phone team confidence, a crutch, so to speak, in handling callers' questions and in guiding the conversation. Many of these questions can be quite challenging. Having ready-made, scripted-out responses, especially to some of the more challenging ones, decreases your phone team's level of anxiety, which in of itself elevates their level of performance.
So how do you script? First and foremost, you're going to need your phone team's buy-in. You're not going to have much luck in writing the scripts yourself, then handing them out with mandates, use as written. So get your entire phone team involved in the script writing process. Let them know the outcomes you want and expect, and provide them with all the information you have learned. For example, the 4 behaviors and the 5 elements of every phone call. Task your phone team with creating the first drafts of the scripts, and then you review them. If you feel changes are needed, talk it over with your phone team. Then finalize the scripts and get started. Now, these initial scripts are not going to be set in stone. You and your phone team will need to make changes along the way. You'll learn things and you'll improve things. But scripting's an important part of your phone team's development. As we mentioned earlier, scripts are a type of a crutch, something that they'll need when they're starting out, but as time goes on, these conversations should become learned behaviors or good habits. So as soon as your phone team has developed these habits and learned what they need to say and how to say it, they need to toss the scripts. They can get rid of their crutches. Yes, you're going to need consistent conversations flowing from all your phone team members. But when they use their own natural flow, when they interject their own personalities, and they're saying the right things, that is highly preferred.
On that note, you never want your calls to come across as cold or regimented or sound like reading. That's one reason why every phone team member should be involved in the script writing process. So each team member would put their own touch on the scripts by being a part of the process, or at least feeling comfortable with the scripted conversations. Also, please allow your phone team members to use a bit of themselves, their personality, in the calls. It'll feel more natural and the conversation will sound much more sincere.
So, what are the scenarios that you want to script? Well, we're going to tell you, the more scenarios you script, the better. When you think of all the possible contingencies, then that requires your entire phone team to go through that mental process of problem solving for each of those scenarios. They'll be thinking of and resolving strategies long before that challenging situation rings in. So here's a few to consider. That price shopper.
The know-it-all.
Calling for another person.
Wanting a procedure you don't offer.
Ah, that good old tire kicker.
The skeptical caller.
Oh, the one that drags on and on and on.
And on. The angry person.
The indecisive caller.
And the misinformed caller. Let's break down a couple of these. We'll start with the price shopper. Many price shoppers ask a lot of questions about cost, and they may even lead off with a question. Many of these are qualified and very interested, but they just don't know what else to say. Others will tell you they're calling around and they're truly looking for the cheapest solutions. You may decide you need to bifurcate your script, one for the former and the other for the latter. First, determine which category to put this caller in.
So let's listen to just a short scripted version of this. The price shopper says, "How much is that treatment for fat?"
Oh, it's amazing. You'll love it. May I get your first name, please?
Yes, it's Maria.
Hi, Maria. Have you had any treatments like this before?
No, I don't know anything about them.
Okay, let me give you some basic information. These treatments reduce inches where you want to give you the curves you want. No surgery. How does that sound?
Good. I just don't know if I can afford it. Now that answer is key. She is clearly interested and would like to buy, but she wants to know if it's in her budget. You could go ahead and give her a range or whatever your office has decided to divulge over the phone. But let's look at this answer another way. Suppose she said, "I just need to know the price. I'm calling around." Then you may want to say, "It's difficult to get prices over the phone. That's why I need you to come in for a consultation. We'll create a custom plan for you. How soon can I get you to come in?" You may ultimately give her a price, but you would want to make it more difficult and try to get her to schedule a consultation first, because it appears she's basing her decision on one factor alone, the lowest price.
Let's take a look at one more category of callers, the caller asking for a procedure you don't offer. Take advantage of these calls and turn them to your advantage. So the patient may say, "Do you offer cool sculpting?"
Oh yes, We help a lot of patients reduce fat. You definitely called the right place, but we offer something better than cool sculpting. It's called Sculpture. It's the most modern technology available to get rid of fat, and it's permanent fat elimination without downtime or surgery. Truly remarkable. What do you know about Sculpture?
Never heard of it. I heard of cool sculpting, though.
Well, actually, when Sculpture was developed, it was designed to improve on all the shortcomings of cool sculpting. Then you would go on to show how your technology is superior. Sometimes the patient buys in, and other times the patient is skeptical, but either way, you should handle it the same way. You can see how going through the mental processes required to prepare written scripts really prepares your phone team, just the process in and of itself.
So your action step for this episode is meet with your phone team. Explain about the written scripts. Tell them the objectives you'd like to achieve. Ask them to put together written scripts to as many scenarios as they can come up with. Review the scripts and tweak them as needed. Then implement as crutches to be tossed out once the good habits are formed.
So now you know how to create scripts and say the right thing every time. But what do you do when they decline to schedule an appointment? We'll tell you how to follow and nurture these patients who don't schedule in the first call until they do ultimately become your patients in our next episode.
That's it for today. Stay tuned and hit subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Bye for now from Kay and Shannon at the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profits Podcast.